This is the story of Afflicted, a horror film where a dying man becomes something far worse. But the real horror is not the monster he becomes. It is the friend who loved him enough to bleed for him, and what that love created. Derek Lee has a death sentence inside his skull, a malformed tangle of blood vessels buried deep in his brain that could rupture without warning. Any day, any moment. The doctors told him what it means. Not if, when. So he buys a plane ticket. His best friend Clif comes with him. They call it Ends of the Earth, a travel web series, two friends moving through the world together. Underneath the romance is something more honest, a dying man refusing to go quietly, and the person who loves him most refusing to look away. Barcelona is where it unravels. Derek meets a woman named Audrey, beautiful in the way certain things are beautiful before you understand what they are. By morning, she is gone. The others find Derek unconscious, bleeding, barely present. They assume robbery. They move on. This is the first mistake. Not because of what Audrey took, because of what she left behind. Italy arrives, and so does the truth. Slowly, then all at once. Derek cannot keep food down. Sunlight raises burns on his skin within seconds. Back at the hotel, Clif reaches out to steady him, and Derek puts his fist through a stone wall. Not drywall, stone. Over the following days, he outruns cars. He scales buildings bare-handed. He moves like physics is a suggestion. And then, on a road outside the city, a driver gets out of his car angry, and Derek drops him in seconds, and then licks the blood from his hand without flinching. Clif stops the camera. He says the word out loud. It sounds insane, but the footage does not lie. What follows is desperation dressed up as problem-solving. Animal blood, vomit, a failed ambulance robbery. Derek going catatonic, his body shutting down everything that still pretended to be human. Clif opens his own arm. This is the moment the story turns on. A man cutting himself open for his best friend is not a plot point. It is the full weight of a friendship that never learned how to protect itself, that gave past every reasonable limit because the giving was the only proof the love was real. Derek does not wait. The hunger moves faster than friendship. He finds Clif. He does what the hunger demands. When it clears, Derek picks up a shotgun and does the only honest thing left. His head heals, slowly, like a wound running backward through time. He takes Clif's camera bag, the last object connecting him to the life that is gone, and disappears into Paris. He watches the old footage. He finds Audrey. He follows the thread until it leads him to a bitter, broken man named Maurice, who loved Audrey and was left human, rotting slowly while the world moved on without him. Derek uses Maurice as bait. A French tactical unit storms the building. Derek walks out. They do not. Audrey finds him. She is calm. She has been alive long enough that urgency has become unnecessary. She overpowers him effortlessly, the way a teacher corrects a student, and then she explains the rules. Feed every 4 to 5 days. Miss the window, and the thing wearing Derek's face will not be Derek anymore. No conscience, no recognition, no choice. There is no cure. She would know. She has been looking for a very long time. She chose Derek because he was already dying. She thought she was being kind. This is the most devastating line in the story, not because it is false, because it might be true. Derek makes one final video. He tells his family he loves them. He tells them not to look for him. Then he goes out into the city and finds a man whose phone holds evidence of crimes against children. He feeds. The camera keeps rolling. And this detail matters, because it means something of Derek is still in there, still choosing, still judging. The hunger has taken almost everything, but not that. The final images belong to a swimming pool in Italy. 3 teenagers sneaking in after dark, laughing the way people do when they do not yet believe the dark holds actual things. One boy escapes. He finds a body. Clif steps out of the shadows, not dead, changed. The best friend who opened his own arm, who followed Derek to the ends of the earth and paid the full price for it. The story ends not with Derek, but with what love costs when the person you gave it to can no longer receive it gently. The camera keeps rolling. It always keeps rolling. Afflicted is not really about vampirism. It is about what happens when you refuse to let someone die alone, and what gets passed along when the thing you saved no longer remembers why you saved it. Derek's brain was always going to betray him. The tragedy is not that it did not. The tragedy is what stood in its place.